And your comments will be taken into account when we get to those items. And our seventh speaker tonight is Councillor Warters, who is here to talk on the same item, interpretation of the law out of town licences. And you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. Once again, with regard to the Uber situation, you are, as an executive, being led by officers to take the do-nothing option. An option that will allow Uber to operate services in York with virtual impunity. So in effect, an organisation that has been deemed to be not fit and proper to hold an operator's licence in York by this very council will be encouraged, should you go with option 1, to carry on plying for trade in York. It's an absolutely bizarre situation. But it's a situation that has the potential to turn into a tragic one, as can be seen from the disproportionate number of road traffic accidents Uber drivers have been involved in on the streets of York this year. It's a situation that seems increasingly out of control, with Uber drivers knowing they can behave as they like without fear of sanction. Consider, for example, how one of your own executive members was verbally and physically abused for challenging Uber drivers over your anti-idling strategy. It's time for executive to take a decisive lead on this matter. As I've said before, you've got differing legal opinion on the steps you can take, and also, as I've said before, legal opinion is designed not to be in harmony. The legal profession won't be so lucrative if all participants readily agree with one another. You really ought to consider the senior legal opinion from the Taxi Trades QC, link up with other local authorities who are taking a more proactive stance, share legal opinion, share legal costs, and potentially take joint action. I understand Councillor Waller attended a conference recently with the York Private Hire Association chair, at which other local authorities were present, and I'll be very interested to listen to his thoughts. It's time, in the interests of public safety and the credibility of the taxi licensing system in York, for you to lead and not be led tonight. Either go for option 2 or defer for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and instruct officers to link up with and consider options with other councils. I do hope that no politician making any decisions regarding Uber is or has been influenced in any way by the organisation's ongoing attempts to sway opinion makers with financial sponsorships. Locally, it's very disappointing, to say the least, of what should be an apolitical role of Sheriff of York being demeaned by the current incumbent, making political statements on social media and speaking of his pleasure at talking at Labour Party conference on transport matters at a fringe event sponsored by, amongst others, you guessed it, Uber. So I just ask, how many more chances does this executive need to show that it will not be influenced and will do the right thing for the safety of York residents? Thank you, Chair.